right, folks, Steve with Low Class Media. We're out here in Eagle Lake, Texas at Styx. Back to try again. Let's go. That turned out okay. That's right, folks. I said try again, and I really do mean it, because last time I raced here, oh my God, it was awful. I started out, had one of my best races. I was running in second place for, almost 2 laps, maybe like 1 3/4, which was by far the best I've ever started a race. And it all went downhill from there. And it wasn't just so much that I crashed and I crashed and I crashed and I crashed, although I did. It was more so that as I continued to crash, I just got more and more and more angry, and I completely lost my mind. And it just went terrible. And so today, I'm back for another challenge. And this time, the difficulty might be ratcheted up even more because it's kind of wet out here. Now, this property surely can take a lot of water, and honestly, it's not so wet that I think it's going to be terrible, but I do think the moisture is going to add a layer of difficulty here that's going to ratchet up the mental fatigue and really test my patience. We're just going to go out there and try to keep it together, folks. So we're going to gear up and get out and practice here in a little bit. Actually, the sun is peeking through the clouds here, which hopefully will dry out soon. But before we go on practice, there's an old friend, an old wise man I want to talk to who's got something for me. So let's go see what he's got to say. All right, folks, I promised you an old friend, an old wise man. And here we are, back like the old days, Casper.
Yep.
Casper was watching my video from last year to do some research on the trail and kind of look around a little bit. And he reminded me of how absolutely enraged I was during my race. And you said you had a book recommendation. And I'm curious as to why you recommended that book after seeing my video.
Yeah, so the thing that stuck out to me of it is you were doing so well, I guess, at the start of the race. I mean, you were riding really well. You were hanging with James, hanging with Drew. And then at some point, stuff started to go wrong, and it snowballed. And yeah, your reaction to that was pretty extreme. And I could see that, you were really angry with yourself.
Oh, I was.
And what I noticed is your riding got different after that. So you didn't ride the same, and that's what triggered me to think that you're getting in your own way a little bit with, your thoughts getting in the way of blocking your riding ability.
I got you.
Knowing what you want to do,
so
what you should be doing.
What was this book that you recommended?
So it's a book called The Confident Mind, and what it's about that, right? So it's about fields of performance and the importance of confidence to it. So it's more focused on sports, but it applies to other things as well. But it's about, you can achieve whatever level of competence you want, but if you start to overthink that in your mind, you can prevent yourself from achieving that level of competence when you actually need it, when you're actually trying to perform.
Trust me, I've been there.
And if you can build your confidence beforehand and switch off your conscious thoughts, and importantly your negative thoughts, then that frees your body up to do what it needs to do, muscle memory and everything else. And it struck me, that race last year, when you started riding differently, it's because you were thinking about it. You weren't in the mindset of,
I was thinking of the last crash. I mean, after
100%.
crash after crash, I wasn't thinking about what was in front of me.
Because clearly you're a good rider. The first part of the video shows that. But then if you watch the second part of the video, you just think, well, this
Yeah,
Steve's in his
same
head.
old
He can't,
Steve.
like he's
Same
missing all the
old
lines.
Steve.
No, but that's the point, right?
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. And I definitely will check that book out, The Confident Mind.
Yes, that's correct.
But what I like about today is I'm glad we had that discussion on the phone and you made that recommendation and you saw the video and you brought this to light, because I do think the variables of the trail today, as I was explaining earlier to the camera, might be a little bit more difficult with the moisture compared to what I raced last time. And so I'm looking at this as an opportunity to, even when it is even tougher, to still overcome it with my mind, stay chill, stay calm, and just keep going forward.
100%.
Let's do it.
Good luck today.
Thank you, sir. Right. Let's go, Tom! Check it out. That was John Jensen. Well, got done with practice. It's gonna be a little bit slick, folks. But I did do 2 laps. Track was feeling much better on the second lap, and so we're gonna have a little fun today, guys. Remember, we're just gonna keep it nice and chill. Not gonna get too worked up. We're probably gonna get mad. What's the advice today, Hudson?
I don't know, ask him.
How do you win?
I don't know. I'm gonna tell you how to win when I figure it out.
Wait, what's your name?
Dave Brown.
You race for Factory Yamaha?
Yes, sir.
What am I supposed to do here if I want to win, dude? Come on.
Hold it wide, jump up to the top.
Just hold it wide open. All right, okay.
All right, I'm Hudson Short, the interviewer today. What are your goals, Steven?
I have one goal, Hudson. Can you guess what it is?
To stay up.
It's close. It's don't get mad. Every time I get mad, it just gets worse. And this track last year, did you watch my video?
Yep.
Crashed and crashed and crashed. Every crash made me more and more mad. So we just gotta stay chill, dude. We gotta be a chill guy out here. That's it. My only goal.
Chill guys win.
Sick. All right, the race is about done. Let's get out there. Go, folks. I'm in first place. Wow. Oh, hold on. This is unnatural. Ripping, folks, just ripping. Stalling. Guys behind me are probably like, all right, dude.
It's gonna be slow, guys.
It's gonna be slow, guys. I was I was a little nervous having everybody behind me. Oh my gosh. Gotta go faster. Can't be stalling the bike. In the lead. Oh boy, absolutely sends it down the hill. And now I'm in second. All good though. Just gonna do what we do here.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
You alright, bro? Yeah, I'm good.
Back in the lead, folks. Let's go. Faster. Yeah, man, I have to say this course really formed up pretty good. I mean, we got there. It was nasty, for sure, and it was.
God dang.
Chill, bro. The object here is to chill. Your goal is to chill. And yeah, it was pretty nasty when we got there, but I could tell after the first lap of practice when I made my second lap, it was definitely much better on the second lap, and I was like, I think this is gonna be good. And everybody was coming back from the first race was like, guys, the dirt is good. It still sketched me out a little bit, like in spots like this, like you kind of see me kind of avoiding some of the darker patches. So there's a guy right here trying to track me down. I was trying to avoid some of the stuff that looked kind of dark because I felt like it was still a little slick, and there definitely was some of it out there that was slick, and you had to be careful. But that little bump right there, man, was so fun to just splash the bike into it and just soak it up. Like right here, see, I lose the rear, and then like heavy braking down into this stuff right here. I wasn't quite sure, if I was gonna brake, kind of lose it, but I think I was probably a little bit too skittish, even over the course of the whole race. 7 freaking laps, holy crap. That's a lot of laps. But I probably waited a little bit too long to start testing the waters on some of those patches. But can't complain, folks. We're in first place. This guy was trying to attack me on the left side there too, and I was like, nah, not yet. I want to be in first for a little longer. This whole section in here, man, it's sketchy. It's I feel like it's tough to clear flawlessly. And it definitely got worse. Got real just kind of all the roots where it got exposed, and you were just kind of taking a jackhammer right into the butt on the seat there. But pretty smooth first go through there. Probably could have stiffed the bike up just a little bit, although I raced the other side of this property in a different series, TX2. It's a really fun series as well. Probably 2 weeks prior, and it was very hard packed. And the first moto I raced, the bike felt good, but a little bit. I was feeling a lot of the small stuff, so I backed it off just a hair. I think it was like 2 or 3 clicks, maybe like a quarter turn on the high speed, and it really felt better in the second moto. But I ended up like cramping up and not being able to finish the second moto, which is the first DNF I've ever had, which was a bummer. But it was the right thing to do to pull off because I was torched the rest of the day. But in any case, race, I ran the setting that I ended with. I ran the setting that I ended with here, and it worked out pretty well. But I think with some of the whoops and some of the sand, the ground's pretty soft. I probably could have stiffened it up just a little bit more and had a little bit more action out of the bike on some of those scoopier whoops. They're yelling at me. Oh man, the pressure's on, folks. This whole area in here really sketched me out. There's a lot of that black, slick, icy mud. It felt pretty good in terms of traction, but again, it just didn't look good to the eyes, and I felt like I really had to kind of take my time. Yo, come on. This part of the race, I was still feeling pretty good. I really, as far as my energy levels goes, which that's something I really struggle with. I really did feel good this one. I got to this spot and I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to pull a gap before we get a wheel and stuff. I felt pretty good on the energy levels, really all the way through the race. I still had a little bit of a slump, kind of mid-race, but God, man, this course is so fun and so fast. Like this stuff right here, it looks real slick, and it is right now for sure. But later in the race, it gripped up, and I should have went forward a little bit more. Bad line through here. Really should have taken this inside. I don't know what the hell I was thinking on that. But yeah, the energy was feeling good. I've kind of started changing the way I train my cardio. Been trying to extend the sessions to a lot longer. I actually do. So here's a guy. I think he's in my class, and it feels like he is. But I was watching this clip earlier as I was cutting the video down, and I heard him say different class in the video, but I definitely did not hear it. I definitely did not hear it at the race. Even here too, he was revving at me, and I think he yelled at me again, but I just didn't hear it. So, brother, I think you're at 40B. I apologize. And thank you for saying different class. It's refreshing. Unfortunately, I didn't hear it. And here I'm like, I'm not letting this guy by. Little do I know, he's not even in my class. And I'm driving all over the trail. He's probably like, this guy just getting out of the way.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, brother. It's lap 2, folks, already. Short lap, 10 minutes-ish. I think I ran a 10:10 on my first lap. Almost got into the 9-minute laps. With what I learned over the course of the trail, I feel like I could have made up those 9 seconds and got to a single-digit lap time. Doing stuff like this. I was kind of gassed right here. I was happy to just kind of get out of the way, to be honest.
All right, I had my fun.
Yeah, I had my fun. I was happy to get out of the way and let these guys go, because at the end of the day, it's like I'm not gonna win a race by just going as hard as I can the whole time. I don't have that kind of and so again, it's just like I might as well just let them go at my own pace and see what that gives me. And if they slow down and gas out or whatever, then so be it. But back on the fitness though, I had been changing the way that I train, because while I've been doing good on the intensity, and after the race, my heart rate was 169 plus for an entire hour, which is pretty insane. I think the oxygen demands of riding versus like running are certainly different. I think the running takes a lot more oxygen. I can't see how though. I think the running takes a lot more oxygen
matter what happens, I cannot be mad.
Nope.
Because for the first time in my racing career, I led an entire lap. Woo! New goal, new achievement.
Definitely a new achievement. Leading an entire lap. Roughly, I mean, technically I got past, right at the beginning of the lap on the downhill, but got the spot back, right away. Who's this? This guy's in my class, and I see him, and he's kind of going kind of slow.
All right, let's chase this guy.
And I'm like, let's chase this guy. At first, I was just gonna ride with him, but then I was like, I feel like I want to go faster than this, and it's not like I'm fast, but I was like, nah, I need to stay in front of this guy, so that's what I decided to do. Made for a cool pass. Just go very slow to make the turn. There was a little bit of like a space on the inside of the right here that if I would have been watching more carefully, you wouldn't have to slow down there at all. You could just beam it right to this next corner. But in any case, back on the fitness. I think I've done great at getting some of the higher intensity training. I mean, usually I'm only at I'm in the 150s in my heart rate for roughly 40 minutes to an hour. And that's been good for training the intensity, but every triathlete, every endurance person I speak to, they're always like, low and slow, low and slow. And so I started actually doing 3, if I can get it in, which usually I can, and it's not hard to convince yourself to go on a 1.5 hour walk or 1.5 hour walk. That's fairly easy. It just takes time. And my heart rate's around 117, 118. If I'm really booking it, maybe the 120, but I'm a little bit vain and I don't like to look weird when I walk. But God, these moves are huge. Yeah, I think extending those sessions by that extra, honestly, 40 minutes most of the times. I probably average about 50 minutes on my runs. And getting that extra length, I think, has actually done a lot. I think I've definitely felt the effects of doing that versus running. It's a different type of training, different type of cardio, different type of increase in your cardiovascular reserve. And I want to get it to 2 hours. I want to get it to 3 2-hour walks a week. And then eventually those will become run walks. And then I'll have maybe a 45-minute run twice a week. But just a jog, really, not even a run, but just something to get the heart rate up a bit higher. And yeah, I mean, again, I definitely hit a little bit of a slump in these middle laps. But once I got past that, I really was racing every bit as fast as I was at the beginning. I think at the beginning of the race, I ran a 10. I think I ran a 10:40 maybe, somewhere on the lap time around there, which is 30 seconds off my first lap pace. Which is a hefty chunk of time, but that's good for me. So I got lapped maybe 3 times by these guys. They were hauling ass. But yeah, the point is, I just had, once I got my second win, I mean, I felt good. This is still lap 2. Right right here, even despite the mud, I was trying to stay in that traction on the far right, and that's why I was setting up that kind of pinch line into that turn. But I should have been taking a little wider. If it was slick, at least I could just roll across it without having to turn. And that would be cool, but hindsight's 20/20, folks. Gotta open up those lines. Kind of mode section here wasn't really marked. I think the lines are getting a little bit more and more liberal on the edges there as we kind of continue to mow down the tall grass. But I don't really know if it was legal or not.
Woo! Let go, Andrew!
Andrew Short there on the sidelines, just cheering us all on. Hudson was there, as you saw earlier in the video. Him and trying to stay out of the way, that's all I'm trying to do. Quick peek over the shoulder. There's no one behind me, let's be real. Alright, let's keep it along this lap.
Top 5 finish, folks. I will give. Actually, I think they're 6. Woo!
Yeah, we started the race with 6 on the line. You're almost guaranteed a top 5.
Oh my God! I think
that'd be my first top 5. Kind of a low turnout to this race. The people who missed it, you missed out. I know it's far. Certainly I did. I mean, I was laying up to a lot of this stuff for the sake of the mud, a little bit sketching me out. I mean, but in the trail, like in the woods, I guess, I don't know, the woods section of this course. Yeah, I mean, this stuff's just kind of tough for me. I don't have the best skill for the tight stuff. Especially if you mix in sand and whoops. If it's flat, it's smooth. I'm alright. Alright, where are we at?
Oh!
There's old two-way water. Who I passed earlier. He's like, thank you very much, brother. See you later.
Alright. Chill, bro.
My first opportunity to be pissed. Just trying to keep it going. Not this section, most hated section on the course. Of course, that's right after my crash. I was telling myself, just get through it. There goes old Hudson.
Let's go, Hudson, let's go! God damn it.
Turd.
See?
like, all right, the dude who I passed earlier, he passed me back. I wish I knew the number.
Come on. Keep it gentle.
And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try to like kick it up a little bit, assess where he's at, and then try to go for it. So that's kind of my plan at this point. This is looking for a backside of lap 3 here out of 7. A little foreshadowing there, folks. Here we go. Go fast! Higher RPM, I think I achieved last time. See if I can figure this out. Sure did. Bit of a rut there. Look into. Who's here? Seemed like every time I was going through here later in the race, someone had to get out of the way of. This turn always surprised me. I always gave it too much from that last turn to that one. And had to slam on the brakes. Wasn't quite ready to exit. Minor details. Minor details.
You turned it on.
So, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so there, I think that's him up there. Already going back into this section right here. I was thinking like, okay, I'm gonna get to the start finish and like figure out where he's at, and started tracking him down. And when I got there, he was so far ahead. I was like, no, I don't think I can catch him. So I'm not gonna say I didn't try, but I didn't have belief.
Way to hang in there.
That section was always a little sketchy, just because like if you didn't hit that rut right, you were gonna send you into those like log piles where those things were. And it always freaked me out a little bit. This hill looks so intimidating in practice, but it's literally just like just go straight up. There's tons of traction. Tons of traction on this whole course. Come on. Get a move on. Golly. I'm just so overwhelmed out there. There you go, stall it again, dude.
Keep it cool.
I was ready to just lose it. I can turn my idle up, shift down, several things I can do. But, just figure it out. find out over the course of the race more and more, you can just run it all the way to right here. Not bad.
There you go. Way to make something out of that.
There were so many times where, like, speaking of the mentality and stuff that me and Casper were talking about at the beginning of the video, where I was really starting to see the positive side of things. I was really trying to see the positive side of things. And so, like, I'd have a bottle or I'd have something that I just thought was dumb or whatever, and I would handle it
Hey, come on now.
well,
God damn it.
and I would really just try to like focus on that part of it. The fact that, like, I got through it, moving on. And I didn't let these little mistakes and I didn't let these little things accumulate in my mind.
You can check out the middle here.
And I obviously yeah. I was saying I was checking out the middle here. Just trying to see if it was still slick, and it was definitely gripping up. But obviously, I have a problem with letting these little mistakes, especially the ones that I consider to be stupid. I have a tendency to obviously just right here.
Oh no.
I really wanted to run on the back tire and see what I had.
I'm as fast as the pros. Woo!
After Riley and John went by me in that section, it was really inspiring to try to rip that a lot harder. And I got faster and faster over the course of the race until the last lap, where I definitely ran it the fastest that section. Both in that area leading up to it where I was worried about it being slick, and then out there in the open. Finally kind of put it together. And again, like I said, I was still probably slow in the woods, but I was putting more of the track together at the end and ran, a decent time compared to my
I
first
got
lap
the
pace.
speed, folks. Nah.
I do not have the speed.
There you go. Wait a second.
Yeah. That hill going down was a little intimidating in practice, but it really wasn't that bad. Yeah, it was trying to thread that needle with that tree right there. That was really sketching me out in there. I feel like if you got crossroad in that, you would get sent. Let's see. Let's get that here. Fast section. Anytime I leave the air, I've got to show it on screen. Let's be real. Leave the air, leave the ground. How fun, guys! How fun! I love this. Oh, skipping way far ahead. I slapped like 5, I think. All right, let's see. Right. Yep, running it way deeper. Using more of the middle. Still going slow. By the way, there's an aux hydraulic left-hand rear brake that you don't have to have a recluse. Comes in handy. Any questions, let me know. I like it for when you're standing up and
Come on.
you just want to drag a little bit of the brakes into your rear brake. You don't have to get on the pedal. You don't have to take your feet off the peg and slide it forward. There's pressure. You can just kind of just drag that little left-hand rear brake. I don't really notice I stall. I mean, I was stalling on this race, but I don't notice like in general that I stall more because I have it. But I just don't like the way it's mounted. I got it basically down like this. Oh no. And I'd like to make something where I can get it like this. Versus like, oh my god, any CNC folks out there? Hit me up.
My knees are torn up, man.
Oh man, I forgot. Yeah, my knees right above my patellas, they were just on fire. Gosh, it's getting dark in here. They were on fire, man, and I just they were tired of racing. But I wasn't.
Holy shit.
So Gage Brown. Jeez. Oh, I had a cramp right here. I like riding with my leg hanging off the side, trying to relieve these cramps in my legs. My calf, man. My calf was bad. I had some pretty good pain in the calf for a few days after the race. Alright, back in the sketchy section here. Damn, can hardly see.
That turned out okay.
I feel like that's the. Yeah, definitely could have been worse. I feel like that's the first tree I've like really like straight up ran into in a race.
I hit
But,
a goofy root.
Yeah, golly, there was a little root, man, up there, and over the course of the race, like we just kept tracking more and more of that mud up onto it. And I got up on it, my tire just instead of going like up and around and using it like a berm, my tire slipped over the top of it, so I turned back the other way and boom, went right to that tree. And you can't see it on the camera, but it was a pretty good little drop off right there on the backside of that little hill. I mean, maybe like 3 or 4 feet, and I was going straight to my face, but I grabbed the tree and I like swung around like a freaking stripper on a stripper pole, and was able to like keep my feet underneath me and just move on with life, folks.
Come on. Get in there. Let's all come out.
Final lap here.
Different class.
This guy, everybody that passed me in a spot where I felt at least somewhat confident, I was like, all right, just try to follow them and try to do what they're doing. And this guy was obviously faster than me, but like, I was just kind of watching him, how he was hitting certain things. Even like this right here, he was really getting high on this wall. He was really kind of getting high on that. There's a little root in there, and he was really getting high on that wall and letting it push him around, and just trying to imitate, you know. And I mean, look, it's right there. He's an A guy, you know? I'm not saying I'm as fast as him or anything, but like, you know. And this is definitely a section I think that's easier, obviously. But, yeah, he's not just running away with it. So, but this guy, I mean, this goes back to, like, at this point, my knees were shredded. I definitely felt tired. But, like, I had, like, just a good, stable wind. And was able to kind of keep my lungs good enough to attack. Especially with the new information that I had about the trail. I mean, that's... Let her rip, brother. I felt good. That's the only way to put it. I actually am up a gear here, so I think I'm going about the same speed. It just doesn't sound as good.
Yeah. Big braking up here.
I was trying to run that at like third.
Oh no!
Maybe fourth. Yeah, see, I tried to dump the clutch and jump out of there, but I definitely was up a gear high here.
Shit, oh shit. Come on.
Where are we at? Alright, coming up to the root section. I was definitely tired, and the roots were getting more exposed, and I was telling myself, like, I just gotta get through it. Just focus on being smooth. Enter with a little bobble. It's just like, don't stop.
There we go.
And like one of my legs
You get through
here,
there all day.
yeah, one of my
Very well
legs here,
done.
I'm like fully cramped up, so I'm really like, I'm dealing with that while trying to make sure I get the lines right, while trying to get through there, and
Hell yeah.
just trying to keep moving forward. Final section. Just turning. Just
Nice. I'd save it. We're home free, folks. Woo!
Oh yeah, I knew it. Here
Let's go out with a bang.
we go. Faster.
Ow.
Definitely going faster through
Hey, buddy. Yeah. Lost that front end over that bullshit.
here. There's some.
There it goes.
That's what I'm saying at this point. Just happy to be done. Just be with nonsense
There we
at
go.
the end of the race.
Now we're hooked. Alright. Across the nose. Easy. Back to third. Sweeper.
Got the front wheel off the ground, folks. Let's go.
How was it?
Dude, that's the best I ever felt.
Yeah.
Literally.
Alright.
Dude, that was so fun.
You were leading after the first lap.
Bro, I led the whole first lap. Did you see me on the start?
Yeah.
Bro, I was
He got a great video. He's got the video of it.
over here.
Yeah.
Dude, I was hucking it out.
Fast. You went around the outside.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
All right, race is over. Deed done.
Fun.
It's all good, yeah?
All good.
How was your race?
It was really good. In fact, one of the best races I've had in a long time. Finished second.
Yeah. Nice.
Was in the lead.
Second?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Was in the lead for a little bit. Crashed twice. Normally, that would set me back.
That would sink your
And
ship.
I would give up at that point, but I made myself chase down the guys in front and managed to get past the second place guy.
Nice.
And just held, tried to catch first place but couldn't close the gap, so just held second and super happy. Yeah, really happy with the race. So glad I came out, glad I raced. Conditions.
Yeah, this is day 2. You did yesterday as well.
I did.
Jeez,
So,
yeah, you're better than me, man.
what's your story?
Well, probably the best race I've ever had, Casper. I got off the line a little bit sketchy. Didn't quite get the whole shot at the flag, but managed to cut underneath and use the mud against them. And was able to run a couple good lines in the first 2 turns and got out front, dude. In first place. Ended up leading the entire first lap in a B-class race, which that's the first time I've ever done that. And yeah, it kind of echoes last year too, man. Rode well at the beginning of the race, in second for about lap and 3/4, but this time, instead of absolutely just self-destructing, I thought about you the entire race. Casper said, keep your cool. And that's exactly what I did. I had a couple moments where I put the bike down. I actually did run square into a tree. But yeah, those were opportunities for me to absolutely self-destruct, but kept my head, kept my cool, and managed to make it to the finish line, I guess, in fourth place out of 6. So, I would have liked to finish maybe a little higher, at 1 place away from the podium. But we're here to have fun. Right?
You gotta be satisfied. I mean,
oh my
the
gosh!
start. I mean, I watched the start. It was epic.
I rode like I knew what I was doing.
Roost tail
I'm
coming off the
telling
back
you.
wheel looked great, and then leading, holding that through the first lap. You got to be happy. Whatever else happens in the race,
Exactly.
You got to be happy with that. So.
Yeah, exactly, man. I told myself in the middle of the trail, I was like, all right, no matter what happens, I led the first lap. This is a win for me, and just enjoy the rest of it. That's what I did. I actually ended up coming through scoring with, I want to say like 10 seconds left. Not a lot. 59, maybe like a minute. And I was like, I got to do another one. And, or no, it was like 12. It was like 12 minutes or something. But got to do another one. But then got passed by, I think, lapped by someone in A class. And tried to just follow him as much as I could. It ended up running really smooth last lap. So felt strong all the way to the end. And I love racing here.
Oh yeah, this is one of the best races, I don't know, in like a couple of years.
Yeah.
Because normally it's all dust, and if it's wet, then it's mud.
Yeah.
But here it was just perfect traction.
Turned into Velcro.
Yeah.
It was a little sketchy at the beginning of the day, and then it just absolutely got perfect.
Practice was a bit slick, but it got perfect. So
Yeah.
I was really happy.
These are the ones we hope to have every time. Yeah. Cool.
So congrats, man.
Thank you. You
Super
too,
happy
Mr.
for
Second
you.
Place. Did you get your plaque?
I did, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that concludes the coverage of TORCS round 9, 8.
Maybe
Who knows at this point? But we'll see you guys at the next one. Peace.